Hello and welcome to the Alpha Wolf 33BH-L. Starting right up front here, we have a light just in case you need to hook up at night. You have your extend and retract for your power tongue jack here. Right behind this tab, if you insert a tool right inside of there, you can manually override this. Tab move this up or down just in case it ever electrically goes out. Coming to your propane here, this little dial indicates which way it's pointing. So this little notch here. So that's pointing at this tank. So this tank is going to be feeding the propane through here. The little green notches indicate that it has a steady flow of propane going through it. So now it's a green. Once it runs out, it will turn red. So all you gotta do is flip it to the other side, and then it'll start taking propane from this tank. You have your battery, all your hitch parts, which actually will, the salesperson will help you once you get here, but that's what that's for. Coming to your water supply here, you have your cable and satellite hookup. This is gonna be your freshwater tank. So if you fill this up with a gravity fill, all this is when you go out into the middle of nowhere and you need to take water with you so you can have running water, you fill this up. So before you go on your trip, you fill this up, take it with you into the middle of the woods, and then you turn on your water pump, and that pump will take this water and push it through your system so you have running water while you're not hooked up to anything. This is gonna be your city water connection. So this is what you will plug into when you get to the campground. So let's say you pull up to the campground into your spot, get all ready, you take the campground hose and push it into this, or put it into the city water connection. I do recommend a water pressure regulator, just because campgrounds are pushing for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of pressure, so it will actually blow out your lines. So that pressure regulator will just dumb down the pressure a little bit so it won't blow out your lines. This right here is a black tank flush. So black tank, obviously it's going to be your toilet paper and crud. So all that, once it empties, it will eventually get stuck. So you go ahead, once you're done doing your black tank, pull or put a pressurized hose into this tank here, and this will turn on a sprinkler inside the black tank, which will eventually give it one last little rinse and wash to make sure it's all good to go. Outside shower here, you have your hot and cold side along with your shower head. Coming to your water system here, so this is your water heater. 1 1/16 socket. Go ahead and just tighten that down onto here. I'm just gonna set it there just so you know what it looks like. But all you do to turn this on is go ahead and tighten that up, make sure it's nice and tight. Go inside, turn on the hot side of your faucet. It'll start to sputter. That's just all the air getting completely pushed out of here. Once it's completely pushed out, you'll have a steady flow of water. Once you have that steady flow of water, go ahead and turn on the water heater switch on the inside, which I will show you. With that, this will start to heat up and heat your water. Water does get stagnant and the pressure does build up. So considering that it does get stagnant, you need to empty it. Pull the pressure release valve. This will kill all the pressure inside. It'll hiss for a while. Once it's done hissing, that means all the pressure is released. Go ahead, pop this off, and the water will start to empty through that hole that you had the cap on. Pull this one more time and the water will start to flow out faster. Moving on from your water heater, you have your furnace exhaust. So considering that it's your furnace, obviously it heats up. So the excess heat will come out of here, which means this metal piece does get very hot. So if you have any little kids in the area or someone who may not know, just go ahead and let them know, do not touch this because it will get burned. Coming down to your sewer system here, you have your black tank on the left, gray tank on the right. So what I recommend doing is that black tank first. Go ahead, pull it. It'll empty out of there, which you connect your sewer hose to. But with that empties. Once it's all done, go ahead and put a pressurized hose in your black tank flush. It'll start to run one more time, get everything that may have gotten stuck out. Go ahead, shut your hose off, let it drain. And you go ahead and do your gray tank. When you do your gray tank, I recommend doing this last just because it's the cleanest water out of these two. So this will actually give it one last little wash through before you go ahead and put your hands on it. Coming to your back sewer system here, it is going to be labeled. So you have your galley tank on the left and then another black tank on the right. Same situation, like I mentioned before, black tank and then galley. You have your backup camera there. So considering you do have a backup camera, you will have a little tablet which will go into your cigarette lighter. Once it's in your cigarette lighter, go ahead and turn your running lights on. Those running lights will then start to feed the camera through that little tablet up front. You have your outside kitchen, so you have your fridge here, along with your sink. This is gonna be your bathroom door. I'll go over how to do these steps here up front. Here's that second black tank flush for your second black tank over there. It is on the opposite side, but same situation. Go ahead, pull that black tank, and then afterwards, go ahead, put a pressurized hose into here, and this will empty out everything that got stuck on your other black tank. For your TV, you have a bracket here, cable TV hookup along with the 110 outlet. So considering this is completely up to you, but as a personal preference, I don't like the idea of putting all this weight and pressure on my fiberglass, but that's all personal preference. Once again, feel free to put a TV up there, all your hookups there. All right, coming to the front stairs. Make sure your door is completely open. Otherwise, this little piece here will scrape out the side of your door. Lift up, make sure it doesn't hit. Once it gets in, go ahead and put the little white tab behind the door so it doesn't move. To adjust the height for these, go ahead and press this down and then adjust up and down. Take this out, go ahead and pull the blue tab, grab the handle, and lay your stairs down. Just like that. Coming over to your awning, right on top you have a little black tab right there. If this ever electrically goes out, you can manually override it with that little black tab. Pop that off, stick a tool inside just like the front jack that I showed you, and go ahead and reel that in. Coming back here, you have your starter kit. So starting off, this is just for your stabilizers. This is your starter kit. You have your drinking hose, a 110 adapter, and then your sewer hose. I do recommend getting a quote-unquote indestructible one that won't break. You can run a car over or whatever. This will end up breaking eventually, and of course the sewer hose is the last thing that you want to break and leak everywhere. Going to your battery disconnect here, you have a little metal piece there which goes in correspondingly. Go ahead, turn that on. To turn all the power off, go ahead and flip it upside down. Once you flip it upside down, it'll kill all power to the inside of your camper. And then solar charger controller. And then one thing I forgot to mention is this little switch here cuts off the docking lights to your front cap. All right, coming on the inside here, you have a water heater you turn on through here. Voltage here, you can connect the hotspot with this. This will be your AC, your fan, high, low, cool, high, low, and auto. And then your heat, all with this button here. You control obviously up and down with the temperature. Coming to your actual power panel here, you have your battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray, everything reads through here. Water pump, this is that switch that you turn on when you want to take water with you. You fill up that freshwater tank and you flip this switch here to activate that and have it run through all your lines and your systems. This is a water heater, so that switch that I showed you outside, or the water heater that I showed you outside, you flip this here, and what this does is this starts to heat the water up. Light here, which is just going to be LED strip behind. Second one is going to control our awning. Living room, which I'll show you more when I open these slides up. And then kitchen lights. All right, slide one. I'm gonna run this out for you. 1 second. There we go. All the power will die out once you're fully extended. Come into your second slide here, which you're not gonna be able to see, but it's in that back room. You can hear it, and then once you hear it die off, that means you're fully extended. Just like that. And then for the third slide and final. There you go, fully extended. Now with everything open, there are all the lights. All the lights also have a little press button in the middle to turn on and off, so you can section them off whenever you need. Right by the door here, you have your breakers and fuses. It's all labeled just like a house. And with all the fuses, I do recommend bringing some extras just in case. It's just a recommendation. You don't really need to, but would rather just be safe than sorry. Storage. Coming over to your stove and oven here. Click to turn on, press and turn to ignite, and then I'm just gonna ignite 3 at once. Obviously low, and then you can turn it off like that. You only want to ignite to the right, because if you do try it to the left, this will actually snap off. And then for your oven, if you press and turn to the little flame symbol, you'll then see a tiny flame appear in the back of the oven. Once you do, then turn to your desired temperature. Coming to your fridge and refrigerator. It's all going to be up top here. So if you click set, 5 is going to be the coldest, 1 is going to be cold, and it's just a battery test. Just like that. 9 volt, 10 volt, 11 volt, 12 volt, 13 volt. And for the freezer, it's just a little slide. Just like this, just like that. It's all through here, slide back and forth. This little switch here, you can turn on the microwave and turn off with that. You have for TV of your mount here, satellite TV, and then you can select between cable and whatnot with this little switch on the right. 110 outlets. Coming down to your radio here, tap to turn on. Zone 1 inside, which you can turn on and off. Zone 2 outside, which you can turn on and off. Both speakers. Obviously volume up, volume down. You can select between all your equalizers. And then mode, you can switch between Bluetooth and aux and whatnot. Tap to mute, hold to turn off. Coming down to your space heater here. Almost just fell over, gonna do that again. Coming down to your space heater here. Tap to turn on, color, brightness, and then actual temperature and heat here. Come in your sink. Obviously you can take this off, this on. All it is you put on it and slide through. Connect this with this. Underneath, you can choose between your hot and cold lines, and then also do hand sanitizing there. Coming into the back bedroom, here's your bathroom along with those stairs. Coming up to the ceiling fan, pull down to unlock, twist to the left to open. It is labeled right here. If it's open, you can control this. On 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then fan off to the right. Once you're done, go ahead and close, and then push up to lock. Come down to your toilet, it's just gonna be a foot flush. You are going to need toilet solution along with RV grade toilet paper. The toilet paper will help break down easier so it won't clog your lines, and the solution will help break down solids and smells. Coming to your beds here. And this will lift up, and then you have the little keyholes here, little pins. On both sides. And then for the couch here, lift up and pull, and it'll turn into a bed. Opposite, lift up, give it a little bit of pressure and push in, and it folds back. Come into your front couch. Same situation as your back bedroom, lift up and pull. It'll fold down. Same goes for it again. Push up, give it a little bit of pressure, and it slides right back in. Coming to your table here. To put this in the lower position, go ahead, just take this off. Take the poles out and set your table on the little ridge here. I do recommend the down position for travel, just because if it's up and wobbling around, it'll eventually warp your poles. So I just take the poles, put them somewhere where they're not going to roll around as much. The table goes just like that. Then you can go ahead, put everything down, do the other side just like it, and turn it into a bed. Coming to the back, once again, foot flush. Do I need to know anything in there? Can't see. You're gonna have a lot of fun editing this video, aren't you? Coming into the main bedroom here. Go ahead, lift up on the little wood part underneath. You can get to your storage. Drop that back down. TV backer and inputs there. For your keys here, it looks like a lot, but there's just multiple sets. You got your purple main doors, baggage doors, and then outside shower as well with the black ones.